Hey guys, your art friend Pete here, and as you saw by the little Sega intro, I have some news. Um, I applied for Sega recently, well, 3 Rings Designs, which is part of the Sega family, and I got the job. So I'm going to be working for Sega, and I am so excited. And I wanted to share it with you guys, the news, and let you know that the hard work pays off. You can get where you want in the industry. You just have to put the time and dedication and discipline yourself. And we're gonna celebrate today by drawing some Sega characters, obviously. We're gonna do maybe Sonic the Hedgehog, Aiai from Super Monkey Ball, and Ooh La La from Space Channel 5, which were awesome games and awesome titles for Sega. And before anybody says it, I think it's just weird that I'm wearing a Nintendo shirt, but we are celebrating Sega today, so I'm gonna get into it. Let's start drawing. First, we're gonna do some Sonic. So let's get a brush going and add a new layer. Get a new layer going, transparent layer, so I can draw over top of the white, and it's not on the white, and I don't have to select it off of it. So let's start getting the shape. Sonic is round head and a circle, and his body is oval, and he's got, we'll just do a real quick body study of him. And we got some tapered limbs, or tapered cylinders for the legs. His arms are about that long, and hands will go right about there. And like I say in my earlier videos, we want to try to keep the fundamentals while we're sketching, even if it's just, you know, for fun, for us to just to enjoy, or blow some steam off, you know, a little bit of therapy. Drawing is therapy for me. Like when I feel stressed out, I just turn to drawing, and it calms me down. It puts me in a world that I want to be, and just try to keep the fundamentals in your drawings. Let's get the basic shapes down, which is what we're working on, and get the sizes out, the proportions, and eye line, center of the head, and right here is, we got our eyes about that big, and then they join in the middle for the attitude of his eyebrows. We got oval eyes, and this is coming out crappy, but it's okay. It's okay to be not so technical or at this stage or accurate, because this is just the sketch phase. You're just discovering the shapes that make up the character. And another way you can do that is to just grab a picture off the internet and trace over it. Trace the shapes. Don't trace the exact image. Trace the shapes that you see, and then you can discover what shapes make up the characters. Smirk, and alright, maybe this one goes higher, and then he has, so there's like 3, 1, 2, and 3, one here on the back of his head. The music I'm listening to right now is from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, which is one of my favorite soundtracks of video games, especially the chemical plant. It was such a cool song. This is Player 2 Emerald Zone. Alright, get spikes back there, spikes back there. Alright, now that I have his body figured out, which is not very entirely accurate, you could squeeze him down a little bit, his body, and then make his head bigger. And this is the beautiful thing about Photoshop. If you're drawing in a sketchbook, then I would suggest to be a little more accurate, but if you're drawing in Photoshop, then I think it's all good. You get you can manipulate the shapes. So let's take this. I'm gonna put it down here, and because that was just my study, now I'm gonna do something cool, like a cool pose or something, you know. All right. Let's see. Lines of motion. I want him maybe running or jumping. I think let's do both. Let's have him running. So I would like. I don't want a side view like in the old game where it's a profile side scroller. I want a little bit of a three-dimensional. So I'm gonna plan out his body like he's running, and I think I like the other leg in front. Oh, this is one of my favorite tracks, Chemical Plant. There we go. So if this leg is forward, that means this arm is back, which means you get to see the front of them. Try to keep this in your mind when you're making your characters. If I was to make his left leg the back one, which I started previously, that would mean his other arm is in front of him, and you're not going to see the front of him. You want to see the character. So try to put it in a pose that appeals to the character, appeals to the person viewing it. And Sonic doesn't run like this with his arm in front. He actually runs like a ninja, kind of like Naruto, with both arms back for speed and aerodynamic. So I'm going to fix that, and we'll just make both arms going back, and you could see the back of the hand there, but you won't be able to see it when I'm done because the spikes are in the way. So let's get the shapes fleshed out. We want to get the shapes fleshed out. We got a fist, and the way this arm is going, this leg would be more forward instead of at you. It'd be more to you see more of the side of it. I appreciate all of your support, guys, on YouTube, on my Facebook, all of the comments, all of the questions. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. And the lack of video in the last month was because I was working really hard. I was disciplining myself and staying away from things, like maybe a few games of League of Legends, but that was just to blow off steam. But I've been working really hard on my portfolio and getting it together, getting it ready, making sure my fundamentals are sound, and it pays off. I'm working for Sega now, and it's a dream. It's really, I don't know what else to say. I don't know how to put it in words. It's just, I'm super excited, and I want you guys to know that with hard work and discipline, you can do the same thing. You can be where you want to be. It's not just, you know, it's not a pipe dream. You can do it. I've been waiting for this day since I was like 6 years old, playing video games. I'm like, I want to do this. When I was drawing Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man and all this stuff, He-Man. So he's running, and almost looks like he's jumping down. So let's, you know, I'm going to try not to manipulate. Just for you people in the sketchbook, I'm going to try to draw it, like erase and draw. So put an eye in there, bring him to life a little bit. And so like he's stepping off that foot. Let's get his toes right there. All shapes, guys, all shapes. Draw the shapes. It might be a little hard to tell with this thick brush, but I'm going to put another layer. And I'm going to turn this sketch layer down a bit. So now clean it up a little bit. Alright, oh, we're on the old layer, okay. Okay. So now I'm going to go in some quick confident lines. And you have to remember when you're drawing, even in your sketch phase, I mean, they don't have to be neat in the sketch phase, but you want your lines to be confident. You want it to appear like you know where you're putting the lines, even if you're guessing. And that sounds weird, but even if you're guessing, just be confident. Just be like, all right, line there, line there, line there. If it doesn't look good, take it out. Make confident lines. Don't chicken scratch. Don't go. Don't do that. You're guessing, and your shapes will come out all wonky and weird. Just make real strong strokes. You know what I mean? Draw lightly so that you can erase it, but make them confident. Very confident strokes. Like, look at this screen right now. Don't look at my face. Look at the screen. Don't do this. Okay, I want to make a circle and I'm going to do it like that. No, that's not the way to do it. Start making a circle without even putting the pencil down, without even putting the pen down, and then go down with it. There. And that's how you do it. Confident strokes. It looks so much neater, cleaner, and if it's wrong in some areas, then you go in those areas and you touch them up. So that's the way you should be drawing, creating confident strokes. Actually, I don't think he has a cheek thing. I think it's just a smirk like that. Let's just do this a little quick. Please feel free to comment, guys, and let me know if anything that I do is helping you, and let me know if you want to see something else. Strong lines, even if they suck, just undo them. Whoa, it's terrible, see? Even pros make mistakes. Terrible lines, alright. Let's get a feel and draw with my arm. So, feel of the shape. Whoa, there we go. There we go. Like I said with that sphere, that circle earlier, you know, plan it out first, don't put any lines down, plan out the shape, plan out the line, the confident, and then just put the stroke down. And if I don't talk, it's all good. While I'm drawing, it's all good. You guys can just draw with me. I hope you're drawing with me. This is section of my channel is Sketch with Pete. So grab a pencil and paper. Grab your WACOM tablet. Get the sketching. This is just for you guys to have somebody to draw with. You can either sit and watch me draw and watch my techniques, how I do things, how I go about stuff, or you can draw with me, listen to some sonic music. And it's always good to have reference next to you of what you're drawing, just so that you make sure you have it in model, even if it's your own character. Even if you know the character, like, you know, by the back of your hand, have the picture up that you made, the character design. It's only going to help you. You might forget like one slight little detail. You want to keep your characters in model. Okay, so I would see a little bit of that hand back there. I don't know what that was that I just drew, but there we go. It's a finger. And I have a reference open up on my second monitor right here, just so that I could see, make sure I get these shoes right, because that's the part that I seem to have issues with whenever I draw Sonic, is because the shoes always change, and I want to keep whatever shoe I draw kind of in model to what they have done. There's like 12 different kinds of Sonic shoes and shadow shoes, so I want to keep the design in there. Okay, that looks good. And I don't know how long this video is going to run. I really don't care. I have a little bit of a couple commissions to finish today, but I can do that after the video. That doesn't matter. Spend some time with you guys. Back out, take off the sketch layer. There we go. Move you over there, Sonic, like you're running. Alright. Go back to my sketch layer. Turn it up a little bit. Take off the clean. Alright, I can make him smaller so I have room for the others. Robotnik. Right, what was I gonna do? Something, another cool dynamic pose, Sonic. Let me get a bigger brush so it's blocky. And I want him jumping. Let's do some crazy gesture lines. For poses, something dynamic and exciting. So we know where I want my head, and let's see. Sometimes I used to do this. Well, actually, I did this a lot for comic books, and it helped me then. When I'm drawing a character in an exciting pose in a comic book, I would draw where I want their head. It's for composition's sake, so you can plan out your picture with as minimal work as possible. Draw their head where you want it to be on the page, and then you draw their hand or whatever the secondary focal point is, whatever's supposed to be the attention of the picture. You draw a circle for that next, and then you draw the other hand, and then maybe a circle for the knee, like if they were jumping or something. You draw those, and then you just connect the dots. So let's try that method with Sonic right now. Let's have him jumping or something. His hand, one hand here. I want it that big, kind of in front of the camera, and the other one back there. And it's almost weird because he's gonna look like, let's have his knee right there. He almost looks like Spider-Man jumping. So let's get the leg, body of the line, the body motion, energy going down there, and the other foot. And you see that in just a few seconds with these circles we planned out the body's pose, and it's very minimal work, and this helps a lot with speed and also planning out composition. So let's have him finger, 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 and his thumb, and let's say he's reaching for a ring. So now that we have our fingers laid out with those simple lines, we can just, you know, fill them in with cylinders and elongated spheres. So there's his hand. If you have trouble drawing body parts, then the answer is really easy. Just look at some pictures of anatomy, some reference images, and you can either do real life anatomy, or you can search for some cartooning tutorials, and they can show you the tips on how to simplify shapes of the body to make them cartoony. And some good tutorials will show you the shapes that it make up. Like, these are cylinders, your fingers are cylinders. This would be a sphere, which I drew a circle, and then you just make a line coming out for each segment, and then you fill it in with a cylinder and a rounded tip. So things like that, if you struggle with them, just practice them. That's it. That's the answer. Practice. Pay attention to what you're doing. Being a good artist is not just about the ability to do it. It's the ability to understand why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you come out with a really awesome piece, let's say you did some really awesome artwork, right? Or a really awesome character or environment, and then the next time you go to do one, it looks like crap. Why? Because you're not understanding why it looks like crap. You're not understanding what you did on the first one that made it look so awesome. When you understand why you did what you did, then you can apply that method to all of your images, and you'll have more successful images. I hope that makes sense. So being a concept artist, or even an artist in general, is not just about the ability to draw and make nice lines. It's about understanding what you're doing. It's a little big. Let's make them smaller. Finger, 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 thumb. Don't like that line. Finger looks broken. Alright, straight, 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 okay. This is a very weird Sonic pose. I guess I wasn't paying attention in the middle of my explanation. But his head is much bigger. Let's have him reaching for a ring or something over here. And this side of the ring is closer to us. This side is closer to us, so it's gonna have a thicker shape, and then it's gonna get thinner toward his hand, just to have a 3D perspective. It's all with shapes. You see me planning these lines out and have them looking at the ring, so make his eyes and his pupils in the correct spot. Alright, being sloppy because this is just a sketch phase. Don't get too neat with it. Alright, and put a shadow on this ring. to my clean layer, put my brush up to 100. Let's start making these lines now. I'm gonna get a little closer this time. So I feel, once I do the sketch phase, I feel more comfortable being close. I'm trying to back out so that you guys can see the hole in the video, and I did that with the first one. But I like to work close when I know what I'm doing. If you don't know what you're doing, don't work close, work far away so you can see the entire shape and make sense of it. I'm a huge fan of little details, and sometimes, a lot of times, I over detail things. It's a weakness, and backing out from your image will help you take that weakness and help you get better at it. So if you have that same issue of constantly zooming in and getting close to your image before you even know what's going on in it, then practice and work on backing out of it. But right now I know what's going on in here, so I feel very confident now going in. And some of you are probably asking, some of you asked on Facebook what I'm going to be doing at Sega. I'm not sure if I could say. I was told what I'd be doing, but there's a beta out for the game. If you know what it is, one of Three Rings Design's recent beta releases was, then you can find that maybe in the Apple Store, in the Canada Apple Store, iTunes Store. It's a free download, and you guys can check it out. But I don't think I'm allowed to say what I'm working on, because what I'm going to be working on, because I signed a contract, and I want to be loyal and as honest as I can be. So without saying what I'm doing, I will be doing a redo of one of the older games, and you guys can do the research on your own of what's being remade. So I know that sucks. It sucks because, like, I'm not bad at keeping secrets, but I like sharing information, and I just feel like it sucks that I can't say, but I can't. So see, that line was a bit wonky up here. Let's clean it up. I'm fast forwarding this song because I don't like it. No. Okay, let's go to some other Sonic music that I like. Sonic and the Secret Rings. A lot of people like come down on me because they thought Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight were like such terrible games compared to Sonic Adventures and for the Dreamcast and the GameCube. And I would say that Sonic Adventure is better than it, but I wouldn't say that Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight were terrible games. I thought they were really good games. I enjoyed them, and mostly because I played them with my children, and I have a connection with the game because I was with my children at the time while we were playing. So that's my reason for liking the game, aside from I thought it was a good game as well. They were good games. So but one of my favorite Sonic games was, and don't come down on me, was Sonic Heroes. I loved Sonic Heroes to death. I played the crap out of that game. I even did like speed runs. My older son and I broke a few world records, but we didn't record it, so you don't have to believe me. But we did speed runs, and it was great. I loved that game, and I loved sharing the gameplay with my kids. It was so much fun. And nowadays my kids like playing Minecraft and Gary's Mod and Pokemon and Halo, you know, things like that. My older son wants to get in the first-person shooter so bad, but I'm not letting him because my ex-wife and I are not letting him because we want to kind of shelter him, and he's only 13, so we're going to just keep him out of it for a little while, and yeah, just being a parent, you know. I can't let my kid go online and listen. You know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm not gonna let my 13-year-old kid go online and listen to the people on there that talk and come down on you for doing poorly in a game, or even if you do well, and they're like, oh, so many uncensored people online. And I feel bad because kids can't enjoy games that I think that they can handle or are ready for, but because of, you know, people who don't have a filter and can't censor themselves online, and they don't understand that little kids, not little kids, young adults, young people are playing these games, and it's adding to the corruption of internet gameplay. It takes away from the fun. It also makes parents not trust online gaming because people can't censor themselves. But that's just the way it is. I can't do anything about it. I'm not trying to start a movement or something to stop that, or a coalition, like stop all the downloading. No, stop all the violence and bad verbal abuse in online gaming. And I'm sorry, I'm having trouble talking and drawing at the same time. That's why I'm stuttering a little bit, or lagging with my voice. But and I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to drawing Sonic and get this out a little faster. That thumb looks broken. Let's fix that. No, but yeah, like I was saying, Sonic Heroes is one of my favorite Sonic games of all time. And I also really like Sonic Unleashed. I wasn't crazy about the whole werewolf or Hedgehog thing, but I thought the game was beautiful, and the gameplay was really cool. How you could switch from third person and side scroller in some areas of the levels. I thought it was really cool and very well done. The graphics are really nice. Just let the speed mend it. This music is from Sonic and the Secret Rings, which I also did some speed runs on because that game was just fun and really fast. It's just a really good game to pick up and put down. Let the speed mend it. A little bit of a shadow here. A little bit of work on a drop shadow for the knee. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm reverting to one of my styles where Sonic the Hedgehog kind of has streamlines, and I like making edgy line work. It's like one of my things that I did like in comics when I was studying Joe Mad's work, because I used to be infatuated with Joe Mad's artwork. And I developed a style that was similar to his, but then turned it into my own. Because I wanted to study like how he did things and his shapes. What are we at? We're at a half hour right now. So, I think I'm going to, if I don't get to Ooh La La from Space Channel 5, then I hope I do have some time for her. Like, maybe I'll just do a bust instead of a whole body or study for her. Like maybe a portrait shot or something. Because I should have time for Aiai from Super Monkey Ball. I'm trying to separate with my lines right now to make them a little thinner or thicker in some areas. Separate the shapes. Like, I don't want to make the same line weight and size from this back right here, this back line, on the knee, because then you'll get confused and be like, what is that? What is that shape next to his back? Like right now, since I'm making it thicker and darker, it's popping off of his back line and making it look like it's more in front. It's more in focus. So that puts it in front of you. Puts it in front of the camera more. So you can see when I pull back, it separated it. And this is just for line work. Like, if truly free be stopped never through all that's happening, sorry. And not just for line work, but you can do this with painting as well, painting your values. And don't make it look like lines, but paint the lighting. Paint the lighting so that objects are coming off of each other. Like this one's closer, this one's further. So, I mean, I can't see in my camera right now, but you can see that there's differences between the color of this hand, the lighting of this hand, and the lighting of this hand, since they have a further relationship. So when you see this hand behind it, make sure that underneath here where you see this behind the front hand, that you get the different values. And that's the way to separate objects in space. This ain't no holiday. Who's gonna rock the place? You know what? And even if you don't play Sonic the Hedgehog or these games, that the music I'm listening to, this music is so awesome and so like energetic to work to. It's just, it pumps you up. It pumps me up. And I have a connection with it because of what I explained before. But if you just give it a try, like search up Sonic the Hedgehog music, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Just search that music on YouTube and have it play. If you like it, then awesome. I'm glad I helped you. But if not, go listen to something else. It's all good. I just preferentially like it because it has a lot of energy and it wakes me up when I'm feeling kind of lazy and tired. And I really do not like the spikes on the back of his head right here, so I'm going to take that off. I'm going to go back to the sketch, and I'm going to try to work out the spikes. There we go. That looks better. More like a long spike whipping back, or rather than a shark fin. Take that off. Yeah, I like that better. Because when it looks like a shark fin on his head, it looks stiff and rigid. But when you make it look like I just did with that curve on it, it gives it an illusion of speed, like a curling ball, like speed, which he is a hedgehog, and you want to keep that in the design, keep that subconsciously in the design, or subliminally. I'm just gonna follow these lines. It's not chicken scratchy that I'm drawing, but trying to be confident and short, like I'm not going like that, but I'm going a little bit longer within my hand's reach. And some people have been asking in the comments, how do you get better at drawing on a Wacom tablet? It's practice. I'm still not good at it. I just draw, you know what I mean? And sometimes I will spend literally like 5 minutes trying to clean up one line. It's hard to draw on a Wacom tablet. It's difficult, especially when you're used to drawing on paper and you're not worried about hand-eye coordination, looking at a monitor and your hands down here and doing all this stuff. And it's difficult, and I agree with you, and I sympathize, I empathize. It's hard. I'm still not that good at it. I take a lot of time before I make nice clean lines when I'm taking my time with something. So you're not alone. It's just practice. Develop your hand to get comfortable with it. There we go. I like that better. And I'm going to cheat because I'm in Photoshop. And I'm going to transform a selection. Make my ring that way. So let's get rid of the fingers right here, and I'm going to stroke. See, at 3, what is that? That's too thin. So 3 was too thin. Let's go with 10. Yeah, that's a good size. Alright, and what I'm going to stroke the outside. Out here in the options, you've got normal, center, outside. I'm going to stroke the outside, and then I'm going to move it over a little bit and delete some of the line over there, so it has, you see that? It made this side thinner and that side thicker, which gave it more of that 3D illusion. Then I'm going to take the same selection, transform selection, don't transform object or whatever, transform the selection, and then bring it in for my ring, inside. What can I do? And I'm going to do basically the same thing. I'm going to stroke with 10 and then move it over and down a little and delete. Alright, now I'm going to fill in a little bit of this area here to give it some depth. Actually, this way. That's how it started. Here we go. cannot do. And if you don't want to listen to Sonic the Hedgehog music, put something else that inspires you, gets you excited and pumped. I would advise, it's just for me and I guess people with my kind of personality, I would advise not listening to depressing music, like emo music, while you want to be creative and draw, unless you want to make, like, you know, depressing stuff, and that's the mood you're in. Try to listen to music that has the same feel and attitude of what you want to create. Like if you want to make a depressing environment, something, you know, post-apocalyptic and there's no life, barren wasteland, then go ahead, put on some emo music like Radiohead or something, you know what I mean? But if you want to make like upbeat characters, cool cartoon characters with attitude and stuff, then you want music like this, like Sonic the Hedgehog, or maybe even Mario, which will be like a little bit of attitude but more cutesy, you know what I mean? More what's the word I'm looking for? More sorry, I just lost my train of thought again. I've been doing that all day. More homely characters. Like I don't know what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say, I just can't say it. Try to make the characters, or listen to music that have the same mood as the characters you want to create. It helps. I'm going to bring this ear up. Off of his eyebrow. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I think this is supposed to be higher. I'm looking at the reference right now. This should be higher. In front of his face. His glove, the wrist that wraps around. And I want to get this leg. I want to move this leg, so I'm going to select it. Maybe I don't want to move it permanently. I want to see different options of where to have it. Like I think it could be shifted, maybe like a few pixels or so. So let's see how it looks there. Is that more attitude? Yeah, with his leg up more like that. I think that looks better. Zoom out so you can see everything. Does that look better? Right there or there? I think up in front of them more is better. It's more dynamic. So cool. This is how you solve problems. It's elongated a little bit. There we go. Select the outside and erase this. Hope you guys are enjoying this video so far. So, I want to get back into either live streaming or Twitch. Write down in the comment. Please comment on which streams you guys watch the most. Do you watch Twitch the most or live stream? So let me know which one you would like to see artwork on, and I'll pay attention to that one. because this is based on you guys and what's comfortable for you, as well as when I'm able to give my time to you guys. So in the live stream, I will answer questions when I see them throughout the chat. So if I don't get to you, just type it again. You know what I mean? Don't get mad like, who's not answering me? Just, you know, type it again. I probably didn't see you. I'm not ignoring you. So let me know in the comments which streaming channel you guys frequent the most and what you would like to see me draw live. So yep, get that out the way. I would like to start up my streaming again. I've done it before and it was pretty successful. Had about 70 to 80 people in the room, and I answered a few questions. I even did a few paint overs. Somebody was stuck on a character they were making or a painting portrait, and helped them out, and hopefully I could do the same for you. So we'll have sessions where I'm doing paint overs and critiquing and helping you guys, and then we'll have sessions where I'm just doing my own artwork and I want to share it with you guys, and you can come hang out and chat like live. So alright, I am happy with that. Let's move him along and let's work on Aiai from Super Monkey Ball. Hope's drowned in this thing of blue. A little bit of a skew, awesome. Hope's drowned in this thing of blue. Yay, Sonic is done. Alright, let's do some Aiai from Super Monkey Ball. There you go. Alright, Aiai, let's go. Look at the reference. Alright, so Super Monkey Ball, let's examine the shape of the body first. We got our heads, and the body is roughly the same size as the head, just elongated more. So let's go down the middle, and the legs are kind of like Sonic's, but not so exaggerated in length. They're more cute. And then the feet are they're just ovals. And then he has a big toe. That's all, their big toes showing, that's it. In the older version of Super Monkey Ball, they had all their toes showing. But in the newer versions, it's just the big toe coming out. So Aiai has a t-shirt. Let's get his arm. Long monkey arms. And wait, he doesn't have that. The other character, I think Gandia, has spiky fur coming off his arm. Aiai is more clean cut, more streamlined. And I think I made his arms too big, so I like the shape of it. Let's just shrink it, thin it out. Fingers. And sleeve for the shirt is pretty long. It's about almost to his elbow. He's got ring. There's a ring around his collar, ring around the collar, and around the bottom. And then he has an A, a very childlike A, like a kid's alphabet for Aiai. And then he has straps because he has a backpack. Let's put a strap in our buckle. This is just a sketch phase, remember. It doesn't have to be crazy neat, it's just a sketch phase. So I'm only drawing half now because I'm going to copy the other side over. There's no need to create both sides. Alright. So got our sphere, and then there's an oval down at the bottom for the cheeks. And then this comes up and connects to that sphere with a dip, a little curve in there. And let me move Aiai down so I can get the top of his head. And I want my eyes, the eyes touch the top of this oval, the bottom of the eyes. And then he's got Pac-Man eyes. Two shines, one there, one there. And then they have a snout, their nose and their lips come out like that, kind of like kitties or lions or something. Then his mouth. Now, their trademark. What's the most special thing about Super Monkey Ball? Their ears. Their ears are the trademark. It's all the same. They're all the same ears for the characters. So. It starts at the bottom of that lip thing, and then it goes to the eyebrows. And the circle goes into the face, almost to the eye. They're like Cinnabon ears. And then it starts like this. It starts in, and then swirls out like a Cinnabon, and then into the head. So kind of like a filigree, like a vine or a filigree vine or something swirling out from the head. Bring, bring. And then they had little bit of a sideburn thing, not too extreme, just enough to notice. And then he has kind of a Dracula V, little bit like because monkeys have that, the hairline goes down like a Dracula point. And then a little bit of the backpack showing, and that's good. I'm going to copy flip horizontal, and now I have both sides of Aiai. And I'm going to take this eye. You have to pay attention to this. If you flip one side of something and the other side is supposed to be unique and not an exact copy mirrored, then you have to flip it back or redraw it so that it's the right way, because they're both Pac-Man eyes facing the same way, not separately. Pay attention to your stuff. There we go, and Aiai has an ice cream cone swirl on the top of his head. Not as exaggerated as Jimmy Neutron, but very distinctive. Take out that middle line. Take out some of these lines, and I'm not cleaning it up, I'm just making myself aware of what lines are drawn and what lines to clean up and what lines to. This is still the sketch. I'm making myself aware of what lines to clean up and what lines that I'm not going to be adding to the cleanup. So I don't confuse myself, and you can do that for yourself too. Touch it up just a little bit and make sure you understand what lines you're cleaning up. This doesn't connect all the way. It's just that shape that we made to get it to the right proportions and shapes. And right there and there, a little space. It's very cute, very simplified, not a whole lot of technical lines so that he stays cute and simple. You'd follow the white sky. Alright, there's Aiai, and I think his head can be a little bigger, or his body can be smaller, one or the other. Let's make his body a little smaller. There we go. Hey Aiai, what's up? Alright, let's clean him up. Actually, let me do a sketch of him in an action pose so I can clean them both up at the same time. Hey y'all, welcome to the greatest storm. Right, let's see what kind of pose. Let's do an excited pose. The pose that I'm looking at right now for reference is him jumping up with his hand like that, but I don't want to just copy it. I want to be creative with it, so let's let's have him in the ball like he's pushing it. So like I told you before with the Sonic, how I like to, as far as composition and also pose, like planning it out, let's put where his head's gonna be and where his hands are gonna be first, because he's gonna be pushing a ball, so that's the important part of the image that you're making, or that I'm making. But let's have his head, and he's gonna be kind of tilted and looking up because he's in motion, so just keep that in mind. He's in motion, your character's in motion. And I'm gonna have one hand up here and one hand down here, so it's kind of like that. He's pushing and rolling the monkey ball while he's in it. And since this hand is up and in front, that means this foot is going to be in front. The opposite foot is in front with the opposite hand. And like the hand that's in front, the opposite foot is there. And the hand that's in back, the opposite foot is in back. So left hand back, right foot back. Very redundant and repetitive. But, you know, this kind of repetitiveness is what helps you understand and keep it in your head. So this hand looks very big right now. So once I get it, let me just select it and shrink it right now. Even though I want it in front and kind of in the camera, it still shouldn't be that big. So we have these curling back. We're gonna have the hand curling back because it's taking the shape of the sphere, the monkey ball that he's in. The stronghold of power, my armor stays unbreakable. This music is from Sonic and the Black Knight. It was a fun game as well. I enjoyed Sonic and the Secret Rings more than this one, but like I said, Sonic Heroes was like my favorite Sonic game. And before that, it's probably Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I would say Sonic Unleashed is like a runner-up to, for me, like a runners-up to Sonic Heroes. I just enjoyed the heck out of Sonic Heroes. Like the sword, I'll run. But regardless, all of the music that they've been making for Sonic games, like the entirety of Sonic, is just, I think it's such awesome music to work to and be inspired to. So right here I'm going to make this hand, since it's down, it's going to be, I think the fingers would be fanned out, like This one would be closer because he's going like that, but as it comes down, the fingers fan out and you put pressure on your fingers. This is good to study anatomy and poses and things in motion, because then you can understand what the different body parts do in different poses and situations. So this one's going to be pushing down on the ball, and this foot is going to be curved up with the ball, and his body will be back here. So this hand, even though it looks further back, is actually in front because this hand's getting ready to go back. I'm going to make all of this smaller because it's getting in the way of the Aiai body study we did. I'm going to shrink him because he's squeeze him down because he was getting a little tall. Will to fight the night. And make our nose line, which is where our eyes sit on top of. Our mouth with that little curly, it's like a curly mustache, but it's not a mustache, it's just the shape of it for his mouth. His mouth, little Pokemon kind of mouth, like cute anime mouth. And then that oval to the bottom of the head. Connect the oval to the sphere that you made for the head. And there you have your head shape. And his hair would be, even though there's no wind going into the monkey ball, his hair would still look better back, like it's whipping back in the wind or with the motion, to give it more emphasis that he's moving. And right now I'm going into detail, and I should stop because I need to plan out the rest of the body. So plan out the rest of the body, and got the leg coming forward, and it's an ellipse, and then he's got the toe up here. Better fear me, better run away. So there, and then his backpack strap. Letter A. Sleeve, make his arm first. Alright, and then his sleeve. And got my center line for my head, so do the eyebrows real quick. And then I'm going to make that V, that monkey vampire V. And then come down to the sideburns, kind of like Mickey Mouse-ish almost. Now that I've got all that planned out, I can, let me get the back foot in here. Big toe. Now that I've got the body planned out, I want to do the trademark and pay more attention to those. So I'll do the ears. Make sure they're the right size and proportion and in the correct area that it sits on his head. We're at 1 hour and 9 minutes now. I hope you guys are enjoying this. And yeah, I wanted to say in the past that, like, I grew up, sometimes as a kid I would watch Bob Ross, and I know a lot of you guys know who he is. If you don't know who Bob Ross is, just Google him. He passed away. He was an amazing oil painter artist, and he had a channel on the public broadcasting channel. I believe it was the PBC. But he was an amazing oil painter, and he was just so much about life and about learning and sharing, just like sharing all of his information and his knowledge, and I grew up with that mentality because I watched him, and I guess it instilled in me, and that's what I want to do for you guys. I mean, I don't want to, like, I'm not gonna babysit you. I'm not gonna hold your hand and do stuff for you. But I want to help you get better and maybe answer some questions if you're frustrated and stuck. Because like people like Bob Ross, who paved the way and helped people by having an art channel on TV, on public television, was it inspired me to want to help people when I was younger and show people how I draw and do things. Like when I was a kid, I was even like showing my friends who wanted to draw how to draw, and I've always enjoyed sharing and helping people, and I just want to pay it forward because I felt like, you know, people like Bob Ross did that for me when I was young. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you're at a certain level and somebody else you know needs help, not just in artwork, you know, just help them. Like either be there to listen if they need to talk. You know what I mean? You don't need to have an answer all the time. You don't need to have an answer for somebody's problem. But just being there to listen, you know, they don't feel like they're alone. Because we all go through the same problems. You might feel like, well, I'm the only one with this problem. No, you're not. There are other people who have it. There are other people in worse situations. And I think everybody just needs to be grateful for what they have. It's like kind of depressing or upsetting when I guess somebody can't get a toy that they want, or a game that they want, or the shoes that they want, and there's like kids starving in the other part of the world. Children are starving. I mean, just be grateful for what you have. Your parents are providing a roof to live under and food to eat at night. You know what I mean? Be grateful. I'm rambling, and I'm sorry, but like, you know, these are things that I think about a lot, and I feel like people just need to be grateful and give back when they can, not when they have the time out of convenience. I mean, just stop being lazy. I think if we all helped out each other a little bit, we'd be much further as a species, as a race. I mean, we hold each other back by complaining and holding grudges. Get over it. Move on. Help somebody. Give back. And on that note, I'm happy with Aiai, and I'm going to put a sphere in. Way to jump subjects. Okay. So here's the sphere, and stroke. I'm going to stroke 10, and I want it to be 50%. There we go. Now I can do this. I can grab the width of the sphere by making a selection and rotate it a little bit, and then I'm going to draw on one side of the selection, so that it looks like there's a line, a sphere cutting across it, or not a sphere, a hemisphere cutting across it. So just real quick and sketchy, because, and this one light in the back because it's in the back. You select, there we go. Now it looks like he's in the monkey ball and he's pushing it. Awesome. Okay, so I'm happy with those two. Let me go to my cleanup layer, and you see I have my cleaned up Sonics. Let's start cleaning up Aiai. Seven rings in hand. And like I said, I'm happy with the sketch, so I know what I'm doing. I feel like I have a good grasp and I can make confident lines when I'm close. If you're not confident with the sketch that you have, then stay back and clean it up so that you can see the whole thing and you don't have different line weights going throughout. And I can basically do the same thing I did with the sketch on this one because it's a front view. And the only thing I would have to change afterward when I copied it and mirrored half over would be the eyes. Hopes make burning but forever last to give in. And what I was saying earlier about the Wacom tablet and being uncomfortable with it, I feel more comfortable being close at making lines. Like when I'm further away, my lines are wobbly and stuff. Let me show you. If I'm this far out and I go to make this line, when I zoom in, I don't know if it's my pressure sensitivity or just, you know, the way I have it set up, or if it's just me drawing from that far. But look how wobbly and disgusting that line looks. So I like drawing closer because I feel like I have more control. Like, you guys can try that. It's all personal preference. It's all how your hand works and how you feel better drawing to be comfortable with the Wacom tablet. So and if you don't want to do this, which I recommend you do this, I recommend you do it this way by sketching and actually making lines, because you're going to train your hand to get better at it. But if you don't want to do that, you can grab the pen tool. If you're impatient and lazy, very lazy, you can grab the pen tool and make a line like this, and then stroke it, stroke the path, and then you have your line, and then just go in and clean it up, which is what I'm gonna do because I'm a little lazy. Delete my selection. But on the same side of the token, look back up and look and see that that line does not match the other lines. So now you have to go and do that to every other line, which actually defeats you because it takes longer to do that. I would rather draw out each line and make them all consistent rather than, I shouldn't say that, because it depends on what you're doing it for. If you're doing something like super clean and it has to look like vector art, then yeah, go do that, do the paths and everything like that. But if you're doing something that you want to look like line art or a hand-drawn illustration or painting, then do it by hand. And maybe you can use some shapes, like maybe some of those lasso tools or lasso tool or the pen tool to fill in shapes, big objects and things. But usually if you're using the pen tool to make lines, you're gonna have to use it throughout most of the image to keep the lines consistent. Otherwise it'll look like two different images slapped together. So my recommendation, especially if you want to get better at the Wacom tablet, is to just draw them out, practice the lines. Give your hand the training that it needs to create the lines. Then later on, you'll figure out different ways to incorporate the pen tool and still have the lines look the same and consistent. Taste the day, savor night. Do you dare to fight evil's mine? I'll be the last one standing in a flash of light. My eyes there's a little bit of a hairline in here. Coloration. You can save that for the color, but I like to put it in just to let myself know that it's there if I do want to go to colors. See those long, confident lines. Long, confident lines. Don't chicken scratch your way through a long line. Long. You know, come to end. So I made a video previously of doing line art for a Viking lad, and it was just a speed video, a time-lapse video with some music on it. And you guys said, I asked in the description if you guys like the longer videos better, and almost all of you said yes, you like the longer videos better with where you draw with me and I explain things. So I'm gonna do that. And if I have extra time after I make a sketch with Pete or a tutorial, then I'll do a time lapse, you know, just for the heck of it, just for a bonus. And oh, I need to thank you guys so much. I've got over 1,300 subscribers. I'm super stoked. And I say it in the past, and it's not a whole lot. It's not like a couple thousand or a million, you know what I mean? Or you know, it's just, I get like this, and I don't have words, because I'm so pumped, and I'm grateful to you guys for liking my stuff, liking my art, liking my tutorials, and thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to me, because I want to help. I really want to help people, and not hold your hand, like I said. I just want to help by showing you visual steps in my process of creating things. So it really means a lot to me, and I'm gonna stop gushing right now, gushing all over you guys. Here we go. Long, confident lines. If the line sucks, just get rid of it and do it again. It's a drawing. This is artwork. Guess what? You want to do this for a living? Have fun with it. Please have fun with it. Don't make this work. I don't mean don't make it work like for you. I mean, don't turn this into a job. That sounded weird too. You want to have this as an occupation? Make it fun. There. Is that better? Make it fun. Please make this fun. Why do you want to do this if it's a chore? Why do you want to do this if it's stressful every time you do it? There's no money in this. Like, I mean, the top tier concept artists make money. Like right now, someone in my position just make a living. I'm comfortable, able to live off of it. But I'm not rolling in the dough. I'm getting paid to do what I love to do. So love doing it. Enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, step away or figure out a different plan, because there's too many people in this industry who love doing this to be stressed out about it. Don't be stressed out about it. Be stressed out about getting a job, and then stop being lazy and get off your butt and make a portfolio, make some kick-ass pieces, and that's the way to do it. Study. It's about studying what's popular today, and it's not, don't just draw what's popular or do things like that. Like, do what makes you happy, and then incorporate what people are looking for today. Follow me, set me free, trust me, and we will escape from the city. And I don't have any Super Monkey Ball music or Space Channel 5 music, so it's just gonna be Sonic, but it's still all Sega themed with my Nintendo shirt. Weird. Follow me. Follow me. Get this foot. Alrighty, get rid of this ear because I got the other side. And I'm going to mirror, grabbing half. Let me erase the other side first. Okay, go back in. Jiggly flip. And look forward to this spot. Look forward to this. Every time I do this, does it look right? You know, that paranoia, like, is it too far? Is it too thin? Cool. Let me take that off. Alright. Clean up these lines in here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And then you can see we have to flip that eye because Pac-Man that way, Pac-Man that way. So up, munch, munch, munch. Eat the little power balls. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And then flip horizontal. Awesome. What's up, Aiai? Let's finish the cone on your head. Make that a little thick. This music is from Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, I believe. Aiai! Clean? Super clean. Super fully. Alright. Now let's clean up Aiai in the ball. I'll be a little quick with this because it's a action sketch. Start with my face. I like starting with the face. On pictures like this, when you have like objects in front of other objects, I'm starting with the face because I'm a moron, but you want to start with the object that's in front first so that you don't overlap the object that's in front with things in the back. So what you want to do on something like this is the hands first. I just want to make the eyes, I'm just not listening to the directions I'm giving you guys. Yeah, alright, and like 5 of you went and hit the unlike button. That's alright, you can do what you want. Alright, I just want to make the eyes, and then I'm going to go to the hands. I'm going to get a brush that is more less flow on it. I'm going to get a brush that has less flow on it. There we go. I can talk. It's okay. What I was talking about with the WACOM tablet. Even pros do it sometimes, they mess up lines. My hand doesn't want to work with me today. Tongue. There we go. A little bit. can feel life. See right here, I'm getting dangerous. I'm getting dangerous. Came really close to that hand. And you can always erase it, but it's just better to draw first. Draw first the objects in front. And he's touching the ball with his fingertips, so I kind of want to put a little bit of just a hint of the sphere, the ball being touched. It puts you right back where you came. From the words of yesterday. Love this music. You may never find your way. Tangle you up inside, yeah. But you can save your sorrow. You paid in trade. Strap on the backpack, right there. Buckle. Oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. This music pumps me up. There's a face searching far, so far away. The A on his chest. Bottom of his shirt would be hiding a lot of the lower half of his body, because it's like a bell shape. And I'm turning myself right now so I can draw this line, because I'm still not used to the function on. I got Photoshop CS3, and I'm not used to the function yet of rotating the canvas. It still feels weird. So I have to practice that and get used to that software. Find your way. I'm sorry if my singing sucks, guys, but this is how I draw. I turn on music and I start drawing and I start singing and jamming to whatever I'm listening to. So if you don't like it, you can put me on mute, or sing with me, or deal with it. But this is how I work. That's how I get my results. You guys have a certain way that you work and get results? Do it. Nice, confident lines. Oh yeah. If you guys are new to my channel, feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. There were some suggestions in the last episode of Pete on what to draw next on Sketch with Pete, and I didn't get to them because I was very excited about working for Sega right now that I wanted to do something to celebrate it, and I'm celebrating it with you guys. Celebrating by drawing Sega characters. Right now what I'm doing is I'm drawing on his hand, I'm drawing where it's touching the glass, because it's going to be a different kind of look when he's touching the ball. It's going to be flattened. It's not going to be like the regular hand that you see with the bumps and everything. It's actually going to be flat against the glass. Sorry, flat. So I'm just making that outline, so in case I want to color it in the future. In case I want to color it in the future, I can see where it's touching. And we're going on an hour and a half right now, and I am not going to draw ooh la la. And I'm so sorry, I have to get to work. I gave myself an hour for this and I went over a half hour. So it's probably my ranting, like all of my talking and stuff, and getting my emotions out to you guys. That took up so much time away from actually completing stuff, so. But then at the same time, I don't want to make a video that, you know, I do a time lapse and then I just talk over it. That's not my style. I don't mind if other people do that, make those videos, but I don't know, I just feel like I feel like it's more genuine from me when I'm drawing at the same time that I'm talking. So, like I said earlier, like I was saying, if you're new to my channel, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Anybody who has a suggestion, if you have an art question and I can help you with it, even if you're not a subscriber, I'll answer it and I'll help you, or as much as I can, I'll give you information. But as far as like people picking on what the subject should be next for Sketch with Pete, you have to be a subscriber. So if you're not a subscriber, then I'll take your suggestion into consideration, but I don't have to do it. Like I'm paying attention to the people who are subscribed to the channel and are giving back to me what I'm giving to them. I'm trying to give you guys some good content and some help. So please subscribe, and then you can have an opinion. Sonic Heroes, awesome. What goes up must come down. Like a laser beam, my eyes on you. Quick, there we go. That came out nice. Quick, confident lines. Blind, you couldn't find you. It's not gonna be so. I did not have faith in that line. Let's try it again. Just do half a line. Crap. There we go, there we go, there we go. Ooh, I should have continued, that would have been nice. Make it a game. Have fun with it. Come on, man. Like, draw. Just draw. Just put your pen down. Make a game of it. Oh, I'm gonna make a fun line now. I'm gonna make a really good line. Watch. Ready. Nope, that one sucks. Laugh at yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. It's very good to make mistakes because you realize the mistakes and you get better. I hate making mistakes. I hate having to do something over and over and over again to get it right. But I appreciate it. I appreciate it because it helps me understand what I need to work on. Did you see that? Did you see that line? Oh, I hate you, WACOM tablet. But I love you at the same time. When I raise enough money, it's been 10 years I've been wanting, more than 10 years, I've been wanting a Cintiq. When I raise enough money, I'm getting a Cintiq, and I'm going to be drawing on a Cintiq, and you guys don't have to, but I have a PayPal link for donations on my About page. If you feel like helping, it's gonna go toward this. It's not going toward my bills or anything. Anything that you guys send from PayPal is going right back into this channel. And you don't have to, I'm not asking you to, I'm just saying if you feel inclined to help me out with the last, help me support this channel by donating. For the last 10 years I've been wanting a Cintiq so bad, or a drawing tablet, and I'm getting close. I'm around a couple $100. That's not close. They're like a couple thousand, but if you like the content, if you feel like it, just head over to that page and do me a favor. Do me a favor. Or not. It's all good. Either way, I'm still going to be doing the same thing. Helping you guys out. Ugly big toe. Then it's got 1 and 2 to distinguish his feet. Actually, they're too far. Right here would be the side of the foot. So then I make it here. And I can erase that guideline. And he has a little highlight on his knee, so I just draw that in. So a little bit of a crease on his foot because it's being, let me get more circular, because he's squashing his foot like that, stepping on it. Other leg, make that other triangle so you can tell it's his knee. Alright, back out, back out, back out. Yay! Look at Aiai. To the ball. Sweet. Now I'm gonna make my sphere. That's a square. But alrighty, that was weird. WACOM tablet likes to go off screen. Alright, stroke 10, 100%. Yay, he's in a ball. Poor monkey's in a ball. Alright, transform, don't free transform, transform the selection. Squash it. Hold Alt If you hold Alt, it squashes both parallel ends. If you don't hold Alt, it just brings the top down or the bottom up, whatever side you choose. But if you hold Alt, it'll bring both sides at the same time. If you hold Shift and a corner, hold Shift, Alt, and a corner, it'll squeeze the entire thing in at the same time. But now we're going to hold just Alt and grab the top, and it's going to squeeze the bottom and the top to make the hemisphere shape. And then we're going to rotate it. Rotate it back a little bit. Alright. Now what I want to do with this is make it on a different layer. I want to make the hemisphere line on a different layer. I'm going to make the stroke about half 5, and then I'm going to do what I did with the rings on Sonic to make it look like it's 3-dimensional, or the line weight in the front, the foreground is thicker than the line weight in the background. So I'm going to push the mask up a little bit and just delete. That way the line in front right here, you can see this line. This line is thicker than the back line. And then, since it's on a different layer, I can go and erase, without any problems, the overlapping of Aiai inside of the screen. And then I'm going to, once I'm done with that, which I am right now, I'm going to collapse that, and now it's all on one layer again. And I didn't have to worry about ruining the line art of Aiai that I drew previously. Alright, so I'm going to make another layer and do something to add more, I guess, depth or believability to the sphere. I'm going to create the sphere again in the same shape, the same size, and then I'm going to transform again, and I'm going to hold Alt and Shift, Alt and Shift, and bring in that shape to right about there where it's not obstructing Aiai. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make line art shine on the ball. So I have that in there right now, and bring it in, and then I'm going to hold Alt while I have the mask tool on, the marquee tool, at set to sphere, set to circle, and I'm going to bring a circle up. What this is going to do is subtract. It's going to subtract a, let me bring it in more. It's going to subtract a circle within the circle selection that I have. And what that's going to do is allow me to make, let me go right there. It's going to allow me to make the shine that I want, because I'm going to make a line art shine. So that's about good. Subtract that from there. And then I'm going to transform selection again and rotate it to where I feel like the light would be hitting. And I think the light would be hitting right there on top, would look good, right above the hand. And yeah, it looks good. So I have my new layer, and I want to take a little bit away from the bottom here, so I'm going to do that. Not a whole lot. Nope, that's not working. Right here. I want to make sure I grab that edge. There we go. Now it looks like a bounce light. And I will go and fill this, yeah. I'm going to grab a smaller line, maybe 3. There we go. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. Let me deselect, and I'm going to keep Should I keep this on? No, let's just make it all flat. Yeah, that's flat. Let's flatten it. Good. Good. I'm happy with it. Check it out, guys. Aiai looks a lot more cleaner because Sonic was my warm-up. Sonic was the first one that I did, and you can tell as you go and get warmed up in your drawings that the next one is going to be better, the next one is going to be better, because you're warmed up, your hand's in the mood to draw and make motions, and when the quality starts going backwards, that's when you need to take a break, get up and walk away from the computer or your sketchbook, go get a drink, you know, watch a show, watch a tutorial, you know, learn something, watch a tutorial, study what you need to study, watch a tutorial. I'm gonna keep saying it because it's only gonna make you better. So we're going on an hour and 52 minutes right now. I'm going to cut it short and save the next few minutes for possibly a promotion at the end of this video. And thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the almost 1,400 subscribers. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate your comments. So please comment, like the video. If you don't like it, tell me why. Please, I'm asking personally, don't hit the dislike button. Just tell me in the comments why you don't like it, and I'll try to work on that for the next video. Like, I'm here to help you guys, so have fun, draw. Go draw and watch a tutorial while you draw. I love you guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, supporting my channel, and also giving me feedback, comments, and subscribing and sharing the videos and my artwork with people, and the fact that I'd like to help. You know what I mean? I genuinely care. I genuinely care about the community and how far people can go if they try hard and they put their effort into it. I didn't get here overnight. I've been drawing for years. So if you go to my Facebook page, click follow, and you'll be able to see all of the things I've been working on, as far as projects personal and projects client based that I'm allowed to show. Some ZBrush in there, some character concepts, paintings, all kinds of things. Just head to my Facebook page and click the like or follow button.